Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at IX Web Hosting. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com to get up to 40% off your first year of the best hosting on the planet. Today's episode of Dueling Dialogue is brought to you by Saucy Eva. GMA's marinade is coming soon to a plate near you to gourmetize your meats and proteins. Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 80. I'm Connor Murphy here with Grace Matthews. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, not too bad at all. It feels like spring might be coming soon.
I hope. It's cold here today, but it's very pretty out, so...
Oh, nice.
That at least leaves hope, you know?
Yes.
I need sunshine in my life every now and then.
And speaking of sunshine, it's International Women's Day.
Yes, it is, and that's a really good thing, you know? Hats off to women everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want it to be at the expense of men, but because I think men are pretty great. But, you know, there are a lot of women that are pretty strong, pretty powerful.
Yeah.
You know, thinking of single moms and all the women that multitask out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But most of all are moms, you know. They say that one of your best gifts to society and one of your best successes can be raising a kid that contributes.
Yeah, for sure.
So hats off to women.
Yes. And Canada has put a woman on a $10 bill.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Viola Desmond. She was a successful black businesswoman who was jailed, convicted, and fined for defiantly refusing to leave a whites-only area of a movie theater back in 1946.
Well, she's like the Canadian Rosa Parks.
Basically, totally right. So she's on our $10 bill now.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great day for women, but, you know, we've got one woman that's not looking so great today.
Oh.
And that's Stormy Daniels. Yeah. Yeah. You giggle.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, Stormy Daniels claims to have had a thing, and I'm going to call it a thing because I don't know what kind of thing, with President Trump back in 2006 or 7. He wasn't President Trump then. He wasn't candidate Trump, and I really don't care.
Yeah, I'm not getting the point here. I mean, it was 2006 or something. Who gives a shit?
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe his wife does. I don't know. That's between him and his wife, him and his family.
Yeah.
And apparently Stormy's a doozy. You know, she does the, can I say booby bars?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
she
I guess
dances.
So.
I don't even know what, you know, we call them something else here, but I can't say it. We don't have very many, though, because they're pretty outlawed. I mean, if you close them down, then you can't open them back up. So you have to be grandfathered in. Nevertheless, Stormy. So apparently an attorney paid her $130,000 right before Trump either took office or began running for president. And she was supposed to keep quiet about whatever she had with Trump.
Okay.
Well, she wants to give the money back.
Mm-hmm.
And talk.
Right. Because it's worth more money now.
Yeah. And apparently this went to arbitration court. And the judge says, no. So that's where that stands. And that's why this, you know, it's got journalists everywhere looking into things. So Todd Schnick on Newsmax lives right around the corner from where Stormy does her activities. Supposedly the dollhouse is one of her favorite spots to, you know.
Peel.
Yeah, Peel. Okay, that works. Nevertheless, he found an arrest record.
Oh, nice.
That was about 2009. Stormy, it turns out, is pretty brutal. She beat her husband and berated her father-in-law over his inadequate laundry skills. Now, I want the father-in-law that comes and does my
wow.
laundry, but I don't know. That's interesting. Anyway, the police reports are out there. Apparently, Trump now, due to this arbitration court, which was probably what they agreed to in this when they paid the $30,000, they probably agreed that if there was a problem, they had to go to arbitration rather than a regular court.
Right.
I'm just guessing about that. Nevertheless, within this arbitration court, a restraining order was granted. So she has to be quiet.
I see.
But something tells me we haven't heard the last from Stormy.
No, maybe she can be questioned about those laundry problems. I'm wondering now, starch in the G-string, what was it? Maybe he ironed her sequins? Don't know.
My gosh, that would ruin them. There would be some things you could do to some of her costumes and unmentionables that, might ruin them.
Yeah, could be.
But if she talks, according to this agreement she signed for $130,000, which was stupidly cheap, every person she talks to, she would have to pay $1 million to Trump.
Lovely.
That's why she wants to pay the $130,000 back.
I see.
Because really, talking's worth more than $130,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if she says anything, she's got to pay $1 million some dollars per episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess she's not going to be on our show, I guess.
I don't know. I doubt it.
We can send her an invite.
Yeah, we can send her an invite.
Actually, I don't really care what happened in 2006.
I don't either. I think this is much more interesting that she beat her husband.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's too much information. TMI.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to know.
Well, it's a sad day. The director of National Economic Council, Gary Cohn, is leaving. He's been my favorite from the Trump team.
Right.
He disagrees with the tariffs.
Yeah, not surprising.
Now, there was also some talk that he would leave after the tax law was reformed.
Right.
And all the tax rebates were out. And he also wanted some deregulation, which has taken place. And so those were his two goals. Nevertheless, the president said today that Gary would be leaving, but he would possibly be returning in another cabinet post. Didn't say when, didn't say what post. Maybe he was just being nice. I don't know. But when I was looking up his exact title, I discovered that Gary Cohn, and this is very disappointing, is also listed in those Paradise Papers that you guys in Canada have had a lot of concern about.
Right, that links a lot of politicians to the old Canadian swamp. Yeah, interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. So what's up with that? We don't exactly know.
Interesting.
Very. Okay. Hope Hicks. She gave her notice the day after she testified before the Congressional Committee behind closed doors.
Right.
Where things are supposed to remain secret, but never do. Interestingly enough, Hope Hicks had 2 email accounts that were hacked, and she could never get back into them. Now, this was early on in the campaign. One of them was her college account. The school always gives you an account.
Right.
So it got me thinking, though. We got Gary Cohn leaving, and Trump says he kind of keeps talking about how people say that nobody wants to work for him. And he says, oh, yeah, everybody wants to work for me because everybody wants to be a part of this. And I don't necessarily think he's lying, but I also think there's a certain amount of people that can't work for him.
Right.
Hope Hicks, for example, she had to hire attorneys. And everybody that's questioned near him has to hire personal attorneys. They're not cheap.
Yeah.
Heck, I hope Hicks, it wouldn't surprise me if she didn't have over $100,000 in attorney fees.
Wow.
They don't make that much at the White House. The White House or Trump can't reimburse them.
Wow.
So they really have to do this. Word has it that that's one reason why Flynn folded and said he lied.
Wow.
Because he had spent so much money on attorneys that he was going to have to take an extra mortgage out on his house. And he said that wouldn't take him very far. And so by pleading guilty to something, he basically would be joining Mueller's team.
Right.
Now, I still say he was trying to keep his kid out of it, nevertheless.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there.
I do think only a certain kind of people can work in the White House that have the money to.
Right.
So that's problematic.
Hell yeah. I'm surprised that, it's your job. So your job should be supplying the legal counsel.
I think it should too. I don't think they should be put in this situation. Because when they get called, I mean, whether they know anything, whether they were a part of the Trump team at that point, it doesn't really matter. They still have to have counsel if they get called to testify.
Wow. I never realized that.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. Okay, this just in. I'm going to insert this. Trump has signed steep tariffs on steel and aluminum. Only Canada and Mexico are exempt.
Huh.
Just thought I would throw that in there because that just happened.
Well, I'm really surprised that he actually went through that.
I kind of thought he was going to stall a little bit and maybe negotiate with some countries. I don't know. I'm nervous about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's nobody wins a trade war. Nobody. Neither side.
That's what a lot of experts say. They agree with you.
And while Trump is putting on these tariffs and possibly, sabotaging the North American trade agreement, Canada signed the Trans-Pacific Partnership today with Australia, Brunei, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Singapore, and Vietnam.
Okay, so that should add up to 11 nations signed it, right?
12, I think, including
12?
Canada, or is it 11? I don't know.
It would be, I think it's 11 without the U.S.
Something like that.
That's significant. And,
it's 13% of global trade worth $10 trillion.
Senator Sass slammed Trump. He said this is a leftist economic policy. It will be disastrous.
Yeah, a lot of experts are saying that, so I'm really surprised he pushed that through.
And Scott Paul, excuse me. I know those people with two first names.
Two first names, yeah.
Kill me. Americans should applaud Trump for starting to end our nation's wholesale surrender on trade.
Wow.
So, see, it's all over the place, and it's kind of one of those deals that doesn't necessarily go down the party line.
Unreal. Wow.
I don't know where I stand. I stand in the place that says I'm a nervous wreck over it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I honestly
don't
get
either.
it. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No, it doesn't. But I tell you, there's a creepy situation going on in the UK.
Yes, I've heard that.
Okay, you remember the Russian spy and his daughter were, I guess, gassed, you call it, with a nerve agent on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they...
believed to be sarin gas. I'm not sure how the delivery took place.
Yeah, not sure either.
Well, now 21 people are being treated for that gas incident. They have not yet said whether these were people that responded, whether they were nearby and kind of collateral damage.
Right.
I don't know.
But they probably know.
But 21's quite a few. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
And of course they suspect that it's Russia.
Right.
And it probably is, because he was a former Russian spy. In fact, they said he might have ties to the dossier.
Oh, really?
And that it's even possible that his daughter was still doing some, double agent work. But that is purely hearsay.
Wow.
A little crazy.
Wow. Unreal.
Speaking of a little crazy, actually it's not that crazy to us because we've been predicting this. Illegal immigrants are mad at the Democrats for their inaction on the DACA deal that Trump laid out there. They're saying false promises.
Wow.
They said that they have spent entirely too much energy blaming Trump and the Republicans, and basically what it's going to do to them is get the DACA kids deported.
Yeah, well, eventually will.
But I'm telling you, and mostly this surrounds around these California Democrats. And in California, illegals are voting. And as long as they're illegal, they vote Democrat.
Right.
When they become legal, they tend to vote Republican, or they ride the middle of the fence on the independents. So they're not a sure bet. So that doesn't surprise me at all. I think it's going to hurt them in the midterm elections.
Oh, no doubt it will.
I am sure that Nancy and Chuck are just being defiant. I'm sure there's a lot of their people that in the Congress and the Senate that knows it's going to hurt them at the polls. And they would like to vote on it and like to get it passed. But Chuck and Nancy and the rest of those California Democrats are getting a little too powerful. And it is seriously hurting that party.
Yeah, no doubt. Time to clean house.
It is. And, some of those people are getting older. I mean, don't they want to go home?
Well, maybe they're keeping her in office in hopes that she'll one day write a bill of her own.
Do you think that could happen?
No. Axe her now.
Yeah, I think if it hadn't happened by now.
Yeah, exactly. Not going to happen. Yeah, not going to happen.
Well, what about Joy Behar? She constantly sticks her foot in her mouth. She's had to apologize. Now, this is 2 weeks down the road, so I kind of think a sincere apology would have happened earlier for insulting Vice President Pence's faith as a Christian.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
She said that if you spoke to Jesus, it was one thing, but if Jesus spoke to you, then that was mental illness. Well,
oh my.
Christians everywhere have been calling into Disney and ABC, and so Disney has probably, and it looks that way, made her apologize.
Wow.
I don't think it's all that sincere. I think it was a big cut. This is not her first go around with insulting people, large groups of people. And you know what? You don't have to agree with them, but don't insult the Christians, the Jews, the Muslims, the Buddhists. Don't insult these people.
Yeah.
They believe what they believe, and 99% of the time it's not hurting you.
Joy needs to learn inside voice.
Yeah, I mean, she needs control.
Yeah, sounds like she doesn't have much.
Now, she needs control like this guy, okay? Drug charges are being dropped after a suspect refuses to poop for 47 days. Now, if Joy would learn his kind of restraints,
wow,
she would be a lot better off.
47 days?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to need surgery.
Wow, he's full of shit.
No kidding. That's just gross.
Oh, wow.
That's gross. I'd let him go too. I'd say, go, leave, get away from here. I don't care whether you have drugs in your system or not. Just get away from here.
Holy smoke. Wow. I don't even know how that's possible.
I don't know either. I mean, talk about restraint.
Holy smoke.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's Meghan Markle. I always call her Markle. It's Markle. Yeah. She secretly got baptized and confirmed.
Oh.
I guess she had to get married.
Oh, yes.
To be a part of the royal family. I didn't really ever think about that, but that might be really important to them.
Yeah, I can't see them. I didn't know she wasn't Catholic.
I never really thought about it, so
no,
I didn't. I didn't either, but it never really come up.
Yeah,
but that's just a little crazy. Now, I don't know how this is going to work out, but just now, Florida Senate has passed a bill for year-round daylight savings time.
Yeah, I saw that actually yesterday.
Date was going to be different than the corridor of time changes.
Yeah. Well, we have a province. Our province of Saskatchewan doesn't change times. And, the funny thing is, Saskatchewan's mostly farms, and the whole reason for daylight saving time was for the farmers.
Exactly.
So, yeah, other provinces are thinking about it, just tossing it away. They're tired of the spring ahead, fall back scenario.
Well, they say, truthfully, that it's very dangerous to the health of particularly older people, that surrounding that time, there will be more car accidents and more heart attacks.
Wow. And it's only 1 hour difference.
Yeah, it's 1 hour. I lose an hour of sleep all the time.
I used to work shift work, and it used to fluctuate from mornings to evenings every 2 weeks, and that was...
I think that's dangerous, too.
Yeah, it definitely contributed to having bad health, I think, and
Oh,
some of
yeah.
my health problems. So, I don't think we need to change times anymore. I think we're beyond
I
that.
don't either. I think those days we have lights and
Yeah, LED lights
farming
now.
is different than it used to be. I
Yeah.
don't think it's necessary.
It doesn't make much sense anymore, does it?
But I do like longer light.
Yeah, true.
I want more daylight hours than I do darkness, but that's just me.
Well, truthfully, the only way to get that is move further south.
Yeah, that's true. Sure. That's a good thought.
And you're preaching to me here in the Pacific Northwest, where we hardly
I
see
know.
the sun all winter long. It's raining.
know.
It's raining again today, but it feels like spring for some reason. And
It's in the air.
yeah, well, and it is kind of fitting because we go on our break next week. You've got your book convention.
Exactly. That's right. It's going to be an exciting week. We're going to take the week off.
Yeah.
I also get to visit Columbia University with my son.
Perfect.
That's very exciting. So, and I'll have some things to report from
Right
the
on.
National Book Critics Circle,
Cool.
and hopefully some fabulous pictures.
Awesome.
I'll certainly post the winners
Cool.
of the circle, and it'll be very exciting.
Right on. Right on. Well, you make sure you have a safe trip.
Oh, I will. Just don't want it to snow. No more nor'easters
No more,
around
yeah.
New York,
And you got to promise me to agree to have a good time.
We can agree on that. And we don't always agree, but life's a journey and we're all in this together. Remember, do not become a victim. # nobody's victim. Thanks for listening. Godspeed, Connor, and Godspeed to all of our friends out there.
Godspeed, Grace, and thanks for listening, everyone.
Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at IX Web Hosting. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com to get up to 40% off your first year of the best hosting on the planet. Today's episode of Dueling Dialogue is brought to you by Saucy Eva. GMA's marinade is coming soon to a plate near you to gourmetize your meats and proteins.